Hey guys, Kyle, the Death Knight of Anime here, bringing you my review for My Hero Academia Chapter 255. Yep, I'm finally fucking reviewing this thing, guys. And so, for those who, and so I may as well give you guys a little hit backstory. Like, I may as well, like, you guys deserve an answer, so I'm gonna give it to you. For those who don't know the reason as to why this review is so, I guess, technically late is mainly because the initial translation I was given, or the initial translation that I was seeing, was crap. Just pure crap. I could not. I could not trust. I could not trust the English translation I was given for anything. I had to wait. I had to wait until a more official translation was out. And after reading this chapter on my Manga Plus app, kind of glad I did, because not only did I get a much, not only did I get a whole lot of a better context of the chapter just with the translation alone, but I think there was actually pieces of the chapter missing from the first time I read it on the translation on the terribly translated version of the chapter. Like, I think there was actually pieces of the chapter missing. I can't say for sure, but if I remember what I was reading in that first initial release compared to this one on my Manga Plus app, it's like, yeah, there were some key differences, I'd say. Um, so yeah, that's kind of my excuse. Hope you guys can kind of understand that one. Um, with that said, there's a lot to talk about and unpack. So let's start off with the whole Kurogiri and Oboro situation, because yeah, the funny thing with that scenario and how it went down is that it both went how I thought it would, and yet at the same time didn't. Because on the surface level, it's pretty clear cut that Aizawa had failed to fully awaken Oboro from Kurogiri, because the thing there is there were definitely more than a few like subtle and not so subtle moments that definitely indicated something got awoken within Kurogiri. What was awoken? I think is pretty much there to stay. Like something kind of like something Aizawa did. Like whatever Aizawa did, it definitely knocked something loose in Kurogiri's head that might have awoken at the very least a piece of Oboro. And if that is indeed the case, then I think what we're going to see from this point on is a very intense internal struggle between Kurogiri and Obra for control going forward. But I wouldn't expect this to be like a 1 or 2 chapter thing. I think Horikoshi is going to build this up in a similar way to what he's been doing with Izuku and One for All. Like this isn't going to be like something that's going to like I think every once in a while in certain chapters we are going to get a moment where we're going to see like Kurogiri having like an internal struggle with himself, and Kurogiri and Oboro just kind of having this internal struggle with each other, like for control of the body, and it's basically it's gonna keep building and building and building as keep building and building like throughout the series. I think, like I said, in a very similar way to what he's doing with the whole Izuku and One for All thing. So I think that's how he's going to be playing this out. So yeah, now. Obviously, this, like I said, this wasn't a failed experiment either. Like they managed to awaken Oboro just long enough in order for him to give them at least just a tiny bit of information, or in this case, just one single word: hospital. And yeah, this pretty much sets up this sets up the doctor in order to be targeted by the heroes and discover more or less what honestly what there's a whole bunch of stuff that this one word could really mean, and so much that could happen from it or could spawn from it. But the one main thing I think that is going to like pop that definitely pops in my head for sure is that I think with this like one bit of information that I think basically we're gonna see Gran Torino like pretty much discover like pretty much the nerve center that's created all the Nomus. So if they were to discover like in a similar way to how like I guess if I were to compare it, similar way to how Trunks and Krillin discovered Doctor Zero's lab, that it's gonna be a similar situation here. They're gonna discover the whole nerve center of the whole nerve center of it, and using that, they're going to be able to find like what like something they need in order to reverse the process, like some kind of like medical notes, like a medical journal, like some kind of medical like some kind of notes that's going to give them a clue as to how to reverse the whole process of the creation of Nomus. I think that's obviously a big thing that's going to come from this. Um, Now, but the other thing that could possibly be set up for this too, but I do kind of hesitate because I've never like fully bought into this, which is that it could finally this thing of this whole setup with the hospital. It could provide the age-old question that's been bugging people since the series began, which is whether or not Izuku actually has a quirk. Because I think it is safe to say that the Doctor is the same one from the start of the series. Granted, is the one from the start of the series, so in some ways, if done right, it could make sense that while discovering stuff about the Nomus, Gran Torino could also discover something. The heroes, or just Gran Torino, could discover something that could possibly say that Izuku actually does have a quirk or something like that. Now, now, granted, this is more in that sense. This is more me operating under the assumption that there's merit to this idea, but in reality, that's something I'm just kind of going with the flow on and just kind of waiting and see if we're actually gonna get something on that, because I've never really fully believed in it myself, to be honest with you. Like I'm sure there's something there, but I don't know what exactly it's going to be, or if it's going to really lead to anything. And yeah, the chapter ended in a way where it looks like Shigaraki's having a blast. Seriously though, that was not only the most horrific scene I've seen Horikoshi end a chapter on, but the way it was portrayed, it felt like Shigaraki's body was truly being deconstructed and reconstructed from the ground up, like kind of in a similar way to something out of Full Metal Alchemist, but again, only strangely bloodier than anything I've seen in Full Metal Alchemist 2, which is to be expected, though, I guess, considering how many quirks are basically being shoved into Shigaraki, and yeah, I really fear what's going to come out of this. Now, and the one thing definitely doesn't say for sure is that supposedly Hawks looks like he's either planning something or just hoping something is going to happen soon in order to stop this. But either way, Hawks' death is definitely coming soon. I can definitely see he's not going to last much longer. His death is basically going to happen. It's just a matter of when, but I have a feeling it's building up to a point where it's going to happen soon. That much I know. Now, and one final thing I guess to talk about is that the end, which is that on a technical note, the other chapter basically said that My Hero Academia is going to be taking a break for taking a break for the rest of the year, and is going to be returning on January 6th. And after seeing that, I went back to the latest One Piece chapter, and yeah, it's the same there, which it's the same there. It says it's going to return on January 6th apparently, which to me is just maddeningly cruel, because that just means we're gonna have like it's good we're getting a break, I guess, which means I'm gonna be able to take somewhat of a break from gonna be taking like a bit of a somewhat of a break from the like it's gonna be easier to review stuff, but yeah, both these series just had to take a break at a point that's basically a giant dick tease to us as the audience. But I guess that is also kind of one of the things that keeps us coming back, especially to One Piece, is the giant dick teases that says, okay, where are you going with this now? And you did it again with One Piece, and same kind of thing, similar thing here. Horikoshi left us with a giant dick tease, so I guess we just gotta wait and see. But yeah, guys, that's my review. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Lister Control. Dead Knight of Anime, signing off. Later, guys.